Welcome everyone. Today we're going to try something new. This is the first long form video I've made since I was a kid on my iPad doing it, so we're going to try it here with a great league team that I crafted together around Shadow Cresselia, because Cresselia has always been one of my favorite Pokemon. I played the community day yesterday, and while I tried to make a video with the Ninetales, they kept losing. The ones that won in my short were really the only ones that won. Getting into the battles, starting here, we've got our Azumarill matched up against the new Chilling Water Ninetales, which is a really good matchup for us. They really need to add Chilling Water onto more Pokemon, though, because it's only on Florges and Ninetales, and Florges is really annoying. I've always wanted Chilling Water on Bellibolt, but I don't think we need another meta where Bellibolt's really good. Anyway, back into this battle. Ninetales really can't do anything to my Azumarill here. Interestingly, though, they decide to shield the play rough and stay in the matchup, even though they're not doing much damage. They'd really benefit from just letting their Ninetales go down. But instead, they're going to keep firing Chilling Water after Chilling Water. Here's another Chilling Water that they got to right before we got to our play rough, but as I said, it's a weak move, and it's not going to do much. Those debuffs are adding up, though. They shielded it again, though. You'd think that they would have let the move go through at this point, but no, they really want to win the matchup. I'm just going to let my Azumarill go down here. There's no need to keep him alive. You can just bring in Malamar and take him all the way down. Alright, next up they've got their Primeape in there. I'm going to hit him with the Superpower and then dip right before they throw off the Rage Fist. I don't have to shield this. Cresselia is naturally tanky. And they're going to bring in their Feraligatr. Unfortunately, they're going to get to the Hydro Cannon at the same time we get to the Grass Knot, and because of a CMP tie, we're not going to be able to get it, but we can easily just shield it up and hit them with a Grass Knot for the one-hit KO. Then we're going to finish up their Primeape, and that's the first battle. This team worked a lot better than I expected. After failure, this is the first team that really was able to do as well as I had hoped, because Shadow Cresselia is really awesome, and I just needed a team to support it. Here, going into the second battle, we've got a Macargo, which is a phenomenal lead. Being a fire and rock type, Bubble is 4 times super effective against it. They decide to stay in here for some reason. I don't know why. They throw a rock tomb and it does, it does some damage, but really, not that much. They bring in their Whiscash, and I'm thinking this is perfect. Cresselia's got Grass Knot. Let this move go through, anticipating a Mud Bomb. It's actually a Water Pulse, but that's fine. It doesn't even do half. And then we can overfarm in case because we need to, or we can, and in case they decide to let it go, we'll have a lot of energy for the next Pokemon. They decide to shield it, though, and then we decide to shield their move, and we're almost to another Grass Knot. We throw the Grass Knot, and hopefully they just let it go, but instead they decide to shield it, which is also perfectly fine. We're going to try now to get to our Grass Knot. Hopefully this is a Mud Bomb. No, it's a Water Pulse, but we survive on one, and they end up switching, I think. Yep. That's fine, though. We can switch back to our Azumarill and throw the Play Rough that we've had stored to bring him down to almost no health, and then we can kill him with Bubble. In comes in the Whiscash again, who we can hit with another Play Rough before he inevitably takes us out with a Mud Bomb. That is fine, however, we still have a whole nother Pokemon plus plus a sliver on a Cresselia. We hit him with the Psy Waves and he switches out right before we kill him, but we get to a Superpower, which is going to knock him out in one shot, obviously. And all that's left is the Whiscash, and he goes down, and that's our second battle. Going into battle number 3, we have a lead against a Primeape, which is really good for all of our team members, so I would have rather seen this later and seen a better matchup for Azumarill, because while Primeape is a really good matchup, it's a better matchup for, say, the Malamar. but that's fine. We get the shield with the Ice Beam. They farm a lot of energy, so they're probably going to go for 2 attacks here. First comes the Rage Fist, obviously, and then here comes another Rage Fist. Likely. Not a Rage Fist. And I really don't know why I didn't just switch first. I should not have thrown the Ice Beam. I have no idea why I did that. We could have really used... We might have needed that in the future. But it's fine. We swap to Cresselia. We fire... We're able to fire a Grass Knot on him. They don't shield it up. It does massive damage, much more than you expect from a Cresselia. I shield this move up. Turns out to be a Hydro Pump. I'm glad I ended up shielding that. And we're going to get to another Grass Knot. Into the Bastiodon. Firing that Ice Beam made it so the switch timer went down quicker for them, and so they were able to switch to Bastiodon to catch our move. But that's fine, because our Malamar is equipped with Superpower. We'll just block the Stone Edge, charge up to 2 Superpowers, and fire them both off consecutively, getting the shield with the first one. In comes the Primeape now. And we're going to let our weakened Malamar go down to a Rage Fist. Back in comes the Azumarill, and I know here that he has to throw a Rage Fist, yep, because he can't kill us with Karate Chop, so that our Cresselia can easily kill him with Psycho Cut. He now brings in his Azumarill, and I knew he was going to try to catch with that Bastiodon, so I held off on the attack until he switched to Bastiodon. Then I could power up to get 2 Grass Knots, and I'm able to finish off the Azumarill before he can get another attack off. And that's our third battle. I don't know what that Ice Beam was, and that could have cost me that whole battle, but I'm glad that it all worked out in the end. This one, I believe, is a battle that I actually lost in this set, but I believe it's also the only one. Azumarill starting off against Shadow Gallade. It's an okay matchup, but that Leaf Blade is scary, and I want Azumarill for later, so I end up switching to my Malamar. Get hit with a Leaf Blade, which does a lot more than I was expecting, and then tragedy strikes. Azumarill is one of the worst Pokemon for Malamar to go against. Really any fairy type, but Azumarill especially because of how bulky it is. The best I can do is fire off foul plays until I inevitably get bubbled down. Them throwing a move here wasn't actually the best play. They could have easily killed me with bubble there. Anyway, we're going to switch into Cresselia, and here I make another crucial mistake. I think that I can get to the Grass Knot first, but it ends up being a CMP tie, and somehow Azumarill wins that, even though I'm a Shadow Cresselia, and Azumarill's not known for his high attack stat. We let it go through anyway, and we fire off our Grass Knot in return, and then they have Talonflame. With 2 shields and half of a Gallade, my team is just not equipped to beat Talonflame. We can fire off an Ice Beam here. We have to shield this up. We'll have to shield the next one too. And we just won't have enough. We won't have enough juice with an entire Talonflame in the back, especially since Cresselia's got 2 resisted charge moves. I considered going Future Sight on my Cresselia, but I think Moonblast is just needed in case we run into a Dark type or something like that. Moonblast is just a much more versatile move, and a faster move than Future Sight is. We can get off a Moonblast here, and they don't shield it, and maybe there was a way to win this, but I'm not sure. I don't really think there was. This was just bad matchups all around. They can shield the Ice Beam, and I thought they were cocky here for a second by going with that extra Incinerate, but they were able to get to the Brave Bird, which was a little bit overkill, but they're able to take that 4th battle. Going into the last battle of the set, I'm just trying to get to the 4th item reward, the rare candy. So this is a more stressful battle than the others. Lead into another Ninetales, just like we began the video. but this time is Shadow. I wonder if they'll go the same route that they did before with the shields. They get to their first chilling water, lowers my attack, the first of many chilling waters. I get to my play rough, and they end up shielding it again. I don't know, I would never play it like this. I would either switch out or let my Ninetales go down. I don't know why these people want to use their shields so liberally. I think it'd be better if they just let it go down, but you know, that's just me, and we take those wins where we can get them, so I'm not too mad. Here comes the weather ball, and thankfully not another chilling water, and they do end up taking the matchup this time, but they're also down a shield, and I can just kill their Ninetales with my Malamar again. Get off the foul play here. And that gets their last shield, actually, which I was surprised about. Then in comes Feraligatr. We've been here before. I can try to go for a Grass Knot, though they might switch. They do switch at the last second to Clodsire. That's a really nice catch. But that's fine, because we are up a shield, and Cresselia is really fast to get to their moves. So what we can do is use as many moves as possible, so then we're able to switch to Malamar after they fire their attack. I actually decide to not shield this up, anticipating a Stone Edge. It does end up being an Earthquake, but that's fine. We take that well. We are Cresselia after all, and I'm able to bring in Malamar. He does end up getting an attack off with a little bit of health, but that's okay. I can just shield it. That was a Stone Edge. That would have been nice the first time. And then he brings in Feraligatr, and we can hit him with the Foul Play. And then we will go down here to the Hydro Cannon. Almost. Not quite. And then we can just barely get off a Foul Play here with no health to kill the Feraligatr. And then all that's left is a little health on the Clodsire, and we're able to take it from there. That was Game 5. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was the first video that I've done, as I've said, in years, and you can tell that I don't have a script, and I'm a bit shaky with my voice, but I thought I'd try something new, because why not? I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.